Okay, hey guys, welcome back. We are in the OlimoLeague. It's the semifinals. This has been an exceptionally long one, too. No complaints, of course, just this series itself, game number 1, has set the pace for this match. Spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map, playing for Axiom, it is the Red Zerg player, Impact.
Neighbor left as the blue Terran, it's Gumiho.
So we've got someone calling out the way that game ended, saying, "Oh my God, the Thors would have definitely killed all the mutas." Well, that may or may not be the case. I think the mobility of the mutas, the hit and run mechanics, like we would have seen Impact sooner win through killing all the by killing all the buildings on the map and get a victory through that way, than I think Gumiho would have ever gotten by taking an army supply down. So it's questionable. Yeah, sure. I guess like you could certainly make that argument, but I think Gumiho also knew his limits and what he would and would not want to deal with.
Yeah. 8 Thors probably would have killed any amount of mutas, but I don't know, guys. Like, I have watched, I remember just watching Balloon, especially. Terran was his weakest, back when he used to, be actually playing in tournaments. And he went with mech. I remember, a game on Frost where I was like, damn, that's, a really good mech army. He has a lot of Thors, he had, 7 or something, and whoever he was facing, the Zerg player had a bunch of mutas. And I was like, well, no way. No way, right? And then just, 2 separate groups magic boxing on top of them was enough. Plus, they had, take Thors out of its composition to deal with hatcheries that he was finding all over the place. So, yeah, eventually, the mutas did win against an extreme amount of Thors. So that's why I always believed Impact was going to win, even without the actual victory. What do you want to call it? Victory goal met. Killing all the buildings.
Condition, I guess. Yeah.
There you go. That's the one. I was going to say victory timer, but I was like, that's a civilization thing. Never mind.
I mean, I guess that's the thing a lot of people forget about. Ultimately in StarCraft 2, the goal is not to kill your opponent's army, it's to kill their buildings. But the reason we see everyone tap out is because they know they can't play the next 20 minutes out and wait it. It's just... So, I mean, I think the original goal of StarCraft 2 gets a little bit lost in the actual game sometimes, but... As Gumiho finally gets to the base with the Reaper, picks off a Zergling start, not too bad. First blood.
First blood. I was playing Diablo. I finished that, right? And I never knew about this. This is one thing about not caring about Diablo for the majority of the time. I didn't have any spoilers. But there was the Candyland or whatever with unicorns and teddy bears.
Oh my God, dude! I farmed that place for so many hours.
Yeah, so I was like, what the hell? And it was probably the creepiest part of Diablo, honestly, with the backwards playing music. I was like, no, thank you. But I was just like, we have the first blood and it's super Mortal Kombat. What if we just had a teddy bear going first blood?
No, that'd be too creepy. That's some Halloween
It would
stuff.
be super creepy. That's why we do it. Killing all those unicorns really made me feel really bad, by the way. I didn't mind the teddy bears and the flowers, but
unicorns are real. They're rare and majestic. The fact that we're slaughtering them is so not cool.
Okay, but they're an actual animal, whereas teddy bears and flowers.
You're gonna argue that teddy bears are not an animal, but a unicorn is? I can't even
teddy
deal with you.
Teddy bears are. They're
oh my
they're
God.
Plush toys.
Zombie go.
Unicorns are
Zombie go, please.
They're horses combined with a narwhal.
Horse and a narwhal had sex, and they didn't make a mermaid. They made a unicorn.
Exactly.
Stop. Just stop. Lair coming up here for Impact once again. We'll probably see that fourth gas come down a little bit later. I mean, it's similar in a lot of different ways. This is certainly a map you can try and bust on too, so I wouldn't be shocked if we did see this. Again, this is, I feel him and True are just sharing strategies, swapping them back and forth.
Yeah. Well, Impact uses it a lot against someone who was not known for one mech and in fact needed to go bio, and it actually worked out pretty well. So now that he's finally using this against someone who goes mech all the time, probably going to be even better. Now, he won't be doing that Ling Baneling attack that did so much damage. That just won't really work out against someone who's getting tanked and a lot of Hellions, but the mutas will be a lot more effective. Yes, Gumiho will probably get a Thor, and he'll probably have turrets on time. But I feel against mech, you take control of the game.
Well, not only that, but it's King Sejong, man. This is such a good map for mutas to harass on. No matter what style of player Terran is. Whether you're Salvation, you can never split your army, or whether you're Gumiho and you go mech, this is a map where mutas can be just so aggravating to deal with. And she gets a couple of kills.
Gumiho saw the third timing, and that probably was pretty late to him, so he probably figured it out, and now he sees the lair too, so... He was getting Vikings, he was getting Widow Mines. Still missing out on Engineering Bay, though. Might want to get that.
Well, I guess the faster army for Thor is going to be a little more important. A little bit more pertinent. But yeah, the Engineering Bay and the turrets are only minerals, so there you go. Good anti-air defense to have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, big shouts to, oh my god, I'm Sue. Subbing to the channel. Subbing to the channel.
I saw you. I sue you on the WCS channel? I forget. I just remember the name. What's up?
Great fun. 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
You sound like you're threatening her. Like, I'll sue you if I see you on the WCS channel, I swear.
Oh, it'll just make you get a lot of second places.
Ooh, now we're taking this like all sorts of pun levels. That
It's
just
personal.
shots fired. Let me just catch a couple of the Hellions running through the middle of the map. Yeah, I was going to turn them around for Gumiho pretty quick. Definitely got to be annoying for him. I mean, this is a game where I think Deadwing is supposed to be his... I didn't actually think about this, but like Deadwing has always been his map. Like, he always freaking wins on Deadwing. He always gets to go Mech and Battlecruiser on Deadwing. He's been denied that early victory, and I gotta tell you, like, this has got to be upsetting him for, like, not like, oh my god, I'm so sad, but like, this has got to be upsetting for like the rest of the series, where you're like, all right, nothing is going according to plan. I'm not up one at the moment. I gotta play on, like, King Sejong. Granted, it's loser's pick, so it was his map choice to come here, but yeah, I'm not feeling so hot for Gumiho like I was in game number 1 before things actually started.
I just imagine when Gumiho loses that map, it's like that meme where it's like I cry every time. It's gonna be looking really sad.
And then,
I lost the map.
Then like Lucira and Departure, who are living with him, they do like the oh you.
Yeah. Yeah. The oh you to the dog.
Lucira's the guy and Departure's like the dog. I'm just like, oh you.
Impact transfers into roaches after this, so he forced out a lot of stuff that isn't necessarily the greatest against roaches, right? So we saw in that last game, for instance, when the Thor Hellbat came in and then Impact got 38 roaches, it got wrecked. But Gumiho didn't really go all in on the Thor Hellbats. He is getting his own tanks. He realizes that Impact probably is dedicating entirely to 40 plus mutas.
Yeah, we didn't get to see a lot of roaches be really effective against Thors last time. Massive amounts of roaches can be really effective just in general, but we do have the Infestation Pit this time. Possibly for, I'm hoping, Hive instead of Swarm Host, but Swarm Hosts do work on this map, and with his 4th base being taken where it is, does lend to be that style, but at the same time, kind of hoping it's not, Zombie Grub.
I thought since this ended earlier, or it started earlier, it would end earlier, and I'd have more sleep, but...
It's kind of on the same page with you on this one.
That's decided to get up at 4 a.m. I gotta go to sleep at 8 a.m., but it's not gonna happen.
I think I've become addicted to time off is all. Like, not
it was rather
everything.
nice.
Yeah.
I did nothing but play Dragon Age.
But it's one of those things where, like, a day off is nice, but like when you haven't had one in a while, it's like super nice. This roach attack is absolutely obliterated, by the way. Like, not even close. But this one is looking really darn good. Gets a cancel on the CC. Sadly, these mules are all about timeout anyway, so he's not gonna get too much crazy from this, but the 2-pronged attack from Impact works out pretty well at the end of the day.
Not bad. Roaches are kind of cheap. He does go back into Swarm Host. It seems that Impact does have a game plan that he likes to subscribe to every single good time. Oh man, that could have hit the Banshee too.
There's just no way the Banshee will ever catch that roach. Now it's all over, so he's just gonna have to. She's just gonna have to let him go. Is she actually gonna chase? No, okay, she's going for the base instead. I like that better.
Well then, this is gonna be a long one. I would really be very disappointed if Impact let Gumiho get to 4 bases, though. That just seems like something you're not supposed to do.
Yeah, this is that's the thing though, right? Like, this is a map where you can get to 4 and you can get to your battle cruisers and yada yada yada. Is it likely? Not necessarily, but possible, absolutely.
I think it's likely. I'm gonna bet 10 Partoos.
No, you have
This gets
Welsh
the
on
battle
like
cruisers.
3 Partouf bets at this point. You're
No,
not allowed to
one.
make these bets anymore.
I made one and didn't pay up, and ever since then, you're just like, you can't do
No,
it
no,
anymore.
we did
We're never
another one.
talking
I was
game.
like, okay, 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 and then you're like, you didn't pay me that time either.
Oh no, because I won that one, remember?
No, dude, whatever, you can't.
I did.
Guys, don't make
And
bets
you're
with
like,
Zombie
okay, I'll
Girl.
give you 5 Partoofs whenever I
Never
get
trust a
around to it.
person who doesn't like Super Troopers.
So we're
I'm just
actually kind of
saying.
even. I let you slide on that one because I'm just a, I'm a jokey person. I don't want 10 Partoofs, but
This is some pretty serious stuff, man. You can't joke around with Partoufs, okay?
well, then you probably should have paid me what I won. I'm just saying.
You should have paid me when I won. Partoufs are love, Partoufs are life.
So we're even. So now, like, okay, 10 Partoofs are actually
Nope.
on the line.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
Anyways, I'm
don't-
betting
My bookie says don't.
something intangible that
Oh.
he will get battlecruisers.
Okay, intangible. I'll take that. Intangible things are the best things. Oh,
Yes,
let's get back swarm host. There you go. Gotta get back. So I like that he was kind of advancing the line forward, but does fall back to make sure this doesn't get too dedicated. For impact, he's up one. He's in a pretty comfortable spot. Doesn't mean he can be careless with the swarm host. Doesn't mean he can make simple mistakes. But fourth base is up, but so's the hive, so maybe we won't
Oh,
be
God.
too far behind dealing with this.
Oh no. What was he gonna do with a hive? Vipers, hopefully. But the Vipers don't really. I mean, you can pull onto the Locust, and that's cool, but that still is a very long game that Gumiho is more than willing to play.
If these are banelings, I would actually love this run by, but look at this double layered wall. Oops, sorry, I hit enter, went spin. This is such a like a FU banlings wall.
We got a Hellbound drop in the main, by the way. I think the drones were immediately. Oh, it's actually a Banshee. Just kidding.
Just kidding, Ripkin. Jokes. Jokes.
Anyways. A lot more command centers away for Gumiho. The mutants are actually still alive. I kind of forgot about them.
Yeah,
They've been
heading to
around
the
since
main.
the beginning.
I'm thinking these armories, that would actually be really nice. There we go. Cut out those upgrades. Always seems to get the armor, never the weapons.
Always the armor, never the weapons. Always a bridesmaid, never the bride.
What? What?
That's just what I thought
Where
of when you
did
said
that
it.
come
When
from?
you said it that way, that's all I thought of.
Man, Zombie Grub,
like
you got some
Sue.
like, got some like issues you need to get taken
like
care
Sue,
of.
man.
Like,
Oh,
oh, I like high auto tracking. There's something I did feel was left off for quite a bit of time. I mean, this is just Gumiho spending his money, and that's fine. But high auto tracking extends the range of the planetary fortress, of the missile turrets, but also the Raven, so it helps quite a bit actually.
ultras.
No.
Ultras.
No.
Is that gonna help?
No.
No.
I would. Okay. We always talk about it. I want to see Nine Storm start coming down like mains. You're like, oh, well, you can
see
pull
it.
SCVs to deal with it. Just kidding, because there's just like 6 SCVs left mining at this stage of the game.
I don't know, man. I think Gumiho's gonna get the battle cruisers, which means that I won the bet of nothing. And also,
Of
it's gonna be a very long
intangible.
game.
Intangibility. The cloak of intangibility. There you go. He could lift up all these factories too. Like, he really doesn't.
I like the missile turrets. You know, it's
It's such a
I
joke
don't-
thing, but they are good. Yeah.
if from one angle they're really good, from another angle they're really not that great.
Yeah, I like to call this Jockshi turrets. He's still the Terran player I know that really does this, where he's like, fuck everything. Goddamn Mutalisk's not gonna touch me again. I'll put down 9 missile turrets all in the same spot.
And I won't cover the backside of the command center.
Yeah, it always happened on Frost too. That was like always the funniest thing. You'd see Jockshi with like 11 missile turrets around that middle base. Like Mutas would just come in from like the top side instead. Ooh, Random one of mine gets a nice shot. Thors are gonna try and push, but things like Lings and Roaches are actually pretty good at dealing with them.
You know, he just gave away Thors when he's going for more Mutalisk. That was a little risky. He repels him immediately.
Yeah.
They might have been worth it in this really long game for just a single hatch, but
Well, that's why you do the tank run bys, not the Thor run bys.
well, the tanks are here in an odd position, but they're here. Impact got infestors again. which are actually going to be useful because Gumiho is going up to air. And that's one thing we always say that people need. They never go in for infestors and really just get some infestors. But the reason that people don't go infestors is because the tanks usually cover the air army. You're actually banking on them messing up once and getting a mass fungal.
Oh, Hellion slipped by, but there's a lot of spines, so this shouldn't be too big a problem. I like that Impact is taking one of Gumiho's bases too, but there we go. Nice range on that.
Yeah. But it is going to be.
Oh,
Oh
that
my
fungal.
God! Whoa! Wow, Gumiho is used to the people not getting infestors. That's what. He was like, no one gets infestors. That's why the casters always yell at them.
And we getting that Raven was nice. I think getting the Vikings was even better though. Just getting allowed to go back into mutas in a big way. But still, Carapace upgrades finishing up here in a second. He's going to be able to get those ultras out. And they don't really need to deal a lot of damage. They just need to soak a lot of hits. Usually their idea. Usually their goal.
Yeah, he is going back into mutas, but Gumiho he isn't lacking on Thors, and he is getting a lot more Ravens as well. So that was cool, but that wasn't the 80 supply in Vikings and Ravens fungal. That was like 20.
Yeah. They will back up the Tenbane. I want to get too caught off guard by this. Hellions just slipped towards the main. Oh no, don't get the 5 drones up here. Actually, it's quite a bit.
No. I don't think he even cares. Look at his bank.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, it's not too bad, especially if someone came back. Does that have to be worried? He's given away a lot of mutas for free at this point, too.
You know, Gumiho has not gone for battle cruisers. No fusion core. He's going straight up Raven.
Yeah, you can send those to... Nope, never mind. Shit. So fusion core is on the way, but in all seriousness, he doesn't have the gas to afford battle cruisers right now, and that is a little disconcerting. He's invested a lot into Ravens, so like I like the fact that he is getting the option to go for them. Like that's good, but I mean he's got no gas, and battle cruisers, if they're not like the most expensive, like what 400, 300, right? So freaking expensive.
Gumiho is not being as passive as he usually is too. He usually gets battle cruisers pretty much 5 minutes sooner, but he also is he's pulled up on 4 bases until he has a good number of battle cruisers too. The fact that he's even pushing out just as far as he is, which is not very far at all, is still rather surprising. He loses a base here, but oh god, let me just make another 4.
Works with the intern. Yikes, those mutas get wrecked. Impact made this base a long time ago. I really wish he was mining off of it just to remove those minerals from Gumiho's side of the map. Should this come down to like a proper split map versus split map, but
battle cruisers, make a battle cruiser, make a battle cruiser.
It'll be the best part is like if you start making a battle cruiser but get picked off. Gumiho's starting to sacrifice his supply right now, trying to get rid of SCVs to get bigger army supply. It is absolutely working. Oh, the Ravens, man.
Woo! Battle cruisers! Steve Holt. Battle cruisers. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. Normally I'm totally in love with this style. I love watching drawn out mech games. I love Swarm Host disgustingness. I really love the auto turrets coming down at Gumiho. But for me, even I'm like, this is just drawn out.
There's actually an attack happening though. This never happens. The army split up.
Vegetarians versus auto turrets. Yeah. Oh, if only there's some more fungal growths to carry that. That's a pretty sick summon. Wow,
that went terribly for Impact. Jesus. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be so much better.
Wow, look at that resources lost now too. Yikes. These last couple ultras might clean up thanks to the transfusions from the queens.
All the Thors are still alive. I mean, they're not that great against the Locust, so maybe he will eventually push all this back. But the Ravens didn't die, so they'll just accrue more energy. He doesn't have anything to actually take care of them as he goes into more ultras.
Yeah, I'm not really too keen here on the ultras, to be honest. Again, I want to see things like Vipers. I want to see blinding clouds of ducks. I don't want to see more ultras. Get this out of my face. He's actually going for Behemoth Reactor. Yo, this upgrade almost never gets used, but it does give battle cruisers a little more energy upon spawning. So, kind of like your own little caduceus reactor.
But for battle cruisers.
Yeah, that's why it's called Behemoth. This big.
Yeah, you know, when I was watching that Taja game versus Sue on it was like Nimbus or whatever. I was like, you know, this actually wouldn't be a bad time to get Caduceus Reactor. You're like rolling in dough. So just get everything you can anyways. And he was losing an awful lot of medevacs, so I was like, just get it. Just do it for once ever, actually get it. This is not gonna work out well. Oh my god. Again. The wall of Hellbats, those tanks are just so protected.
Well, it's actually, there's not that many Hellbats, it was the wall of auto turrets that held so well. Just uses R out for the queen, so she did try and keep those alive as long as possible.
All those tanks survived. How? There's only 2 of them. 3 of them.
4.
Whatever.
3, you're right, my bad.
Oh, yeah, wrecked. Counting is cool.
Oh, I like his Broad Roach, actually. Might not seem like a lot, but keep in mind, guys, Gumiho, he needs money for these very expensive units he's transitioning into.
And Impact is mining off of that base that he took.
23 out of 24, 6 saturation.
It is it's almost ideal to what Blizzard says.
Blizzard's wrong.
Blizzard said so.
That number should not say 24.
What
Look
is
at this drone.
Doing?
Dude, this Thor has 4 armor. These drones are only hitting him for 1. Like,
yeah, he was so confused though. He's just running around without getting actually anywhere.
Oh, he's gonna live. He's gonna live.
Gonna live.
Legs, please.
Well, that happened. Okay, so Gumiho has to retreat, but behind those attacks, he was getting them battle cruisers, yo, and I don't even know where they are.
Impact might have had some decent air upgrades before when he was going for the Mutas, but this is actually slacked off pretty hardcore. Now he's got the battle cruisers. I think it's gonna be a little too expensive to go for a tech swap. I don't think we're gonna see mass corruptors. We have a decent amount already, maybe a couple fungals too. But the thing about, again, there's like, this is what, 2 abducts? Okay, 2 abducts with the army, 2 vipers. Maybe we can get some good grabs.
It's gonna be very difficult, but maybe. The only way we have seen Gumiho lose when he got up the battle cruisers, we only saw it once so far, and I don't want to, you know, keep bringing that up. It was the exact same thing you would think you would do. It wasn't anything special. It was like a lot of corruptors and some ground units, and then you tried your best to do it and whatever. But it was a very like specific timing against Gumiho. Who was actually pushing out, not just turtling, and it was very lucky as well. I think like the Ravens were all out of energy at that time. So it pretty much has the stars have to align, apparently, for Gumiho to lose a game once he has a battlecruiser maxed out army.
I disagree. I think that Impact would just try and go around. Just put one tank over here.
No one does that, okay, Rifkin? Just stop trying.
Sorry.
You know what?
You keep the Locust pushing forward, right? You keep some maybe potential threat here with these tanks, the Corruptors to keep the army from just auto pushing in, but I mean, Static D is supposed to cover your Swarm Host for the most part. That's when you start building those roaches to go segmented to the left side. Some Hydras to move to the right.
He needs more Spore Crawlers, actually.
He can't, though. He's got no money, and that's where I really start getting worried about Impact in this game.
The worst thing about trying to dive on those battlecruisers, even when you pull it, is that they will try and return home, and if you get the slightest, you know, farthest away from your actual army, those Ravens, those Vikings, they will tear apart your Corruptor army.
Auto cannons!
Good. You know, I think Life also did something to kill this, maybe? But that was like at like the 20-minute mark with like Mass Mute or something like that. I think Impact's just gonna be like, I don't know what to do. I am out of ideas. Stop.
Okay, well the thing is,
Why?
if there's more Ravens, you're like, okay, Gumiho auto wins. Gumiho's got a nice bank. There's like, everything is going in the favor of Gumiho. The difference is, though, Impact has more mineral potential than him, is where this is to consider, because he has taken 1 extra base. He's taken his entire map plus 1, whereas Gumiho's actually down a base. So I guess the technicality lies where, like, if Impact can find a way to start trading evenly from here to the end of the game, he could actually outlast Gumiho, but that's a really big if, because Gumiho's not rebuilding anything anytime soon, and those fungal growths, 6 City.
I would really have liked Impact to, like you said, go around, but it's like, there's actually no excuse for not doing it right now. You were right near the base.
Like, just send 2 ultras up there, right? Like, you don't even gotta do nothing special. The creep has been cleared up. I didn't even realize this had happened, by the way, but the creep has been cleaned up. What is he fungal, right? Like, point defense turns are gonna come down even if you fungal, even if you abduct.
There is nothing to help out the Corruptors. If there was
what
like a bunch of Hydras underneath here, maybe he actually wins.
It's just Queens though shooting upwards. Point of insurance to finally starting to run out. He's got a couple more on him if he wants. He's gonna lose maybe 2 of the battle cruisers.
If he could max out again on Corruptors, he might actually break through this. The Ravens are out of energy, and the Auditors are out, or the Point Defenders are out of energy as well.
Ultras
But
finally break the tanks.
Only 10 Corruptors. I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, but at the same time, Gumiho, I don't know if he could have dealt with those Ultras in time. I think they could have taken down another base, specifically the top right. A lot of what ifs this game, of course, but everyone playing a little bit safe, everyone playing a little bit scared.
How is Impact not in more money? Oh, you know, we never took the middle base. Well, it died immediately, I guess, is actually more accurate.
Yeah, that's why there's larvae here. So they don't just migrate. All right.
That's why I said it.
You don't just go. You don't just go north for the winter from the southern base, okay?
That is larva. Go for the rocks. Well,
You know what, even if it's just spine crawl, spread some creep and get like cats style it up, right? Like, you don't have to invest any units over here. Just spread the creep to her, put the spine crawler down, and start chipping away.
It was probably another Gumiho game, but there was a game we were casting all on King Sejong where they kind of just like traded out like base for base, but in like a clockwise motion. Yeah. So like Gumiho would kill the right base of Impact, and then Impact would expand elsewhere. Sick. Fungals.
So many mules just died. Yeah.
I don't know if it's enough though, man. Gumiho has a bank. Impact actually have to take like an actual like cost efficient and more so engagement, which is yet to happen. No, don't be killing my base.
Battle cruisers be all like, I don't give a
Oh, here we go.
Did he lose all the infestors? Where's his infestors at? I know he's in the top right.
Kind of, yeah. The Corruptors try their best to just target fire on the battle cruisers, which is like, there's no good plan here. Like, you target the battle cruisers, the Vikings wreck you. You target the Vikings, the battle cruisers wreck you, and they wreck all the ground army.
I think taking the battle cruisers out isn't too bad of an idea. They are so incredibly, insanely expensive, but...
Well, you know, when you take out the battle cruisers, you don't have anything to attack the ground army anymore, so...
Yeah, but I mean, like, the idea is, like, you can kill Vikings, but either way, you're gonna have to kill a lot of Vikings to make up for the same cost of one BC, so... It's not like it's bad that he's focus firing, but man, this game's never go. I'm normally Mr. like Swarm Host, stall out mech hype, like, but this is the most boring way to play it, I feel.
Okay, so besides just killing him outright in the early stages, I really wish people would take the neuter route more often. And this is like probably not gonna work out the way that I imagine it, right? Like, I rarely do things actually do so. And that's, you know, Impact is kind of feeling that right now. Rarely does the engagement actually have the stars line and all that. But the mutas would at least be able to like run around the map. Especially at this stage where Gumiho's already dedicated so much that he's not going to be like pumping out a bunch of Thors and Widow Mines. They would at least like kill the production. They would do more, I think, than anything else has done so far. And they would do so maybe at the expense of actually not at the expense of dying, rather. Like, they'll probably live for a really long time if they can fly around and not get trapped.
Yeah. But making that choice to go back is a really difficult one to do. Looks like we got that push again. Man, where's the fungal growth when you need it, right? Secret Muscle's coming down on a lot of things. Nope, never mind, just getting point defense drones.
We cast a game, actually, where, you know,